Hi everybody, I'm Borja, I'm the creator of Bardic Tools, and today I want to show you how you can use Bardic Tools to make sound in your RPG games really easy to prep and really easy to run. For that we're going to be using scenes from the Bloodwood campaign by the amazing Crow and Crown publishers. Please check them out. The main goal of Bardic Tools was to allow you to play sounds and then get out of the way. So I'm a GM. I know how hard it is to find time to prep. And I know that music is very often what falls by the wayside when you're planning your sessions. So I designed a lot of features so that whether you have 5 seconds or 5 hours, you can have really, really cool sound. So let's go with 5 seconds. Let's imagine, as is often the case, that you're sitting at a table, everyone is grabbing snacks, everyone is rolling their dice to test, you're ready to go, players are about to go into the Bloodwood forest, but you don't have music. Well, it's really easy to solve with Bardic Tools. You go into the library of scenes, and then you search for Bloodwood, and here we have all of the locations for the campaign. You can grab the Bloodwood forest, drop it, and then just click play scene. I will lower the volume just so that you can speak, but you can hear that there are very cool things happening in the background. There are monkeys, there are birds. Bloodwood Forest is a jungle, so we have put a lot of care into finding sounds that make players feel like their characters feel, like they're in a dark, creepy jungle and they might get attacked. And that's as much as you need. With this, you can run a whole session in the Bloodwood Forest. If by chance your players say they get to another location, you can search for it. For example, let's say they get into Vasquez Estate. They arrive to the ruins of an old decrepit mansion. Grab it and lower the volume. And change the ambience. Immediately you can see that the sounds, the different things that are happening in the background change, and that will signal to your players before you even start to read description or to describe what's happening. It will already put them in the right mindset. We have specifically selected music for this scene. You can hear there's something lurking in the background. If you've read the adventure, you know. And again, this is all you need. Stop that now. Cool. Let's call that level 1. Let's call that I need music now. What if you're in game and want specific things to happen at specific times? For example, let's say that while we're in Vasquez Estate, it starts raining. Well, if we play the scene and open it, we'll see that these are all of the sounds that we have prepared for you and how they interact with each other. So you will see that, for example, we have already prepared a raining soundscape. We just didn't enable it by default, but you can totally enable it yourself if it starts raining. You will hear that there is no thunder at the moment. That's because in Bardic Tools you can have as much control or as little as you want over your ambiances. If you click here, you'll see that it says that we repeat this sound every 10 to 20 seconds. For this, 10 seconds or so, you'll hear a thunder. And that will allow you to quickly switch different weathers, different things happening in the background. What if, instead of the things happening in the background, you want to change the mood of what's in front of the players, in front of the characters? Well, that's where the music comes in. This is kind of a somber, calm, quiet track, but let's say there's an action piece. Let's say if there were anything lurking in Vasco's estate, that they've awoken it. Let's say they have to run. Just click this, and music will transition to a chase music. We can put this on repeat if we want to, so that we can keep narrating, forget about this tab, and refocus on the game. Switching. The goal is that you shouldn't have to spend more than 5 seconds at a time in Bardic Tools, and you can go back to the game. Sometimes, though, I will go back to the original music. Sometimes, though, as GMs, we would very much like to scare our players. And sometimes they're role-playing, they're enjoying their life, everything's good, everything's fine, and maybe everything is a little bit too fine, and maybe just some sound effects would help. So let's leave this playing for a few seconds and see what happens when I click this. This kind of one-off sound effects, or even this one. Maybe a door opens. These sort of one-off sound effects are great for very specific points where you want to surprise them and you want their heads to turn to you and say, what was that? What's going on? Let's stop the scene. And that's where all of this structure comes from. This comes from our experience as GMs, just what we would like to have at the tip of our fingertips at any moment. Of course, all of this is severely customizable. You can change the names to whatever you want. Let's say that this is character's death, so we can change that for when Garion dies. If you're really planning to kill Garion, poor Garion, and you will play that epic, you know exactly when you want to play this epic track. You can also sort them so that they will sort at different times. You can move them around. Everything, we've made this as customizable as possible. Right. Let's say that you have a little more time to prep. Let's say that you have an hour and you really want to add some different sounds to this. For example, let's pull up another scene from Bloodwood. Let's pull up Redstone Town. If we play it, you can hear that it's a reasonable town, it's quiet, it's nice. If you open it up, you'll see that there's a couple of fight tracks, there's some tragic music in case something sad happens. Not very many voices unless you want to actually play the voices. There's some dogs, some chickens, some sheep. Let's say that you want to add monkeys because this town is close to the Bloodwood. Maybe you can hear the monkeys from the Bloodwood. You can just go into the library, go to sound effects, search for monkey, and you can press play. To preview the sound, you can roll back and listen to that last part. And if you decide that you like it, you can put it here. Now, you will notice that now the monkeys are playing constantly. That may not be what we want to do. We may want to play the monkeys like the thunder. It's already getting annoying. So we click here and say, let's play it every 30 to 45 seconds. And it will pick a number at random. And now it's much more in the background and out of the faces of the players. While we wait to hear the monkeys again, let's look for some other music. We have hundreds of hand-picked music. Every one of the pieces fills a different purpose. So let's say that we want that this town is happier. Let's say the players accomplished something. Oh, there's the monkeys. Let's say that there's a celebration. So we can search for festival and grab a celebration. Or let's say this one. What about this one? Stop that. What about this one? Not what I had in mind, but we will grab it nonetheless. We don't have to play it, but it's interesting. And that's it. That is how you can build your own scene, customize it. You can remove cards, reorder them, do whatever you want with them. Shut up, monkey. Right. So that's if you have an hour. What if you have more time? What if you spend a lot of time picking out specific sounds you want for your campaign? I've done that. I have a library of hundreds of gigabytes of sounds that I've accumulated over years of GMing, and I would like to add them. That's easy. You can add an empty scene, which is a blank canvas for you to add whatever you want. You add a sound, and I have this. Let's say I want to make the Bloodwood forest even creepier. I have this creepy girl singing, and I think it's perfect. Let's add it to the ambiences. Drag it and drop it, and it's there. So let's say that we want this to play. Well, let's say that we want it always to play. We can change that later. Let's tweak the volume. I like that. I like that. Cool. All right. I will leave that in the background playing for a bit. While close that, and everything is ready to go for your session. By the way, scenes can also be reordered. Everything is fully customizable. You can rename them. And it will be saved for you automatically. It's dead easy, is my goal. So that's it for now. This is very creepy music to leave this on, but I will leave it because we're committed now. If you have any suggestions, please let us know in our Discord server. It's bardic.tools/discord. Most of the features that you see here that you probably like the global play buttons, the global volume, a little crossfading, or the ability to control the ambiences, all of those have come from community suggestions. So please, if you have ideas, I know what I like as a GM, but you may like a different thing. Please let me know and we can make it work. That's it for now. Thank you for watching.